Alright, time for What If Goku Was in Breaking Bad. I've watched all of Breaking Bad and I loved it. However, this will be a one-off short, so we can't really get into every single storyline of Breaking Bad, sadly. However, I do have an idea to bring in Goku in quite later, and to mix things up a bit. With all that being said, let's get to it. Chi-Chi would be yelling at Goku to get a job. And Goku would be fed up with it, so he would actually finally look for a job. But he didn't know really where to look. He didn't really know what to do. He'd be a bodyguard or something like that, but that sounded kind of, boring. One day, as he was delivering food, because he was a farmer part-time, he would see these strange men shooting at this guy. As the man ran, he was Gus. He ran in front of the cartel so they wouldn't shoot him. Goku would appear behind the sniper, though, and knock him out, then bring him to Gus and say, "This guy a friend of yours?" as he dropped him. Gus looked shocked that he was able to do something like that. And Goku didn't really know what was going on, but Gus figured Goku did. He figured he was with the cartel, or he was willing to make an alliance. "Who are you?" "I am Goku." "Can I work for you?" Goku said. Not really. Gus was shocked. Goku appeared to fly. Is that even possible? And now he wants to work for him? This was obviously a show of force. Goku must have been researching him and wanted to work for him directly. Gus would say, usually you talk to someone lower than me if you want to work for me. Goku would say, "Oh, I'm sorry, you can bring me to them and I could talk to them." Gus would just laugh and say, "No, I think you're gonna fit in, kid. Tell me, what are your skills?" "Well, I'm pretty strong. Not much can phase or get through me. And I love to fight." "You like to fight?" "Yeah." Gus would then sigh. Not a lot of people just straight up like to fight. Does that mean he likes murder and mayhem? Is he some crazy psychopath? Gus usually wouldn't hire those people, but seeing Goku can literally fly, he has to make an exception, as he says, "Welcome aboard, kid. If you like to fight, let's see how strong you really are. Mike." Mike would pull out a gun, but then Goku would simply slap it out of his hands instantly, moving at almost subhuman speeds. Mike was shocked, and of course this wasn't nearly Goku's full power, but Goku showed promise, so he let him work for him. Goku would go on a couple jobs with Mike, and each time he did very well, and he was paid quite a bit. And Goku was too dumb to realize he was doing illegal activity. He didn't really know what crystal was, but he assumed it was some candy or something they were selling. And it was so good, everyone wanted to steal it. He wondered how good it tastes. Maybe he could try some crystal. Oh well. He should lay off candy anyway. Chi-Chi said he was getting fat, so he decided not to try the delicious crystal candy. However, eventually as time went on more and more, he would meet Gus, and Gus would say, "There's someone who's becoming a bit of a trouble. His name is Walter White. Can you watch over him for me?" "Watch over him?" "Yeah." Goku would sigh, as he was actually having fun with Mike. True, Mike couldn't fight like he did, but he got along quite well with him, and he would tell him stories about the old days. He reminded him of his Master Roshi almost. Goku would say, "I really like Mike." Gus would say, "Who doesn't? But you'll see him soon enough. We just need to make sure Walter White doesn't tell on us." Goku would nod, as Goku would be then sent to watch over Walter White, as Jesse was sent over with Mike to gain his loyalty. Also, Gus knew about Goku's power, so he was scared of him being unloyal, and he didn't even know what to do if he was unloyal, so he decided to send him with Walter White. He would watch him with the cameras to see if he was truly loyal. Goku would watch Walter White cook, and Goku wouldn't really understand the science of it, so he still wouldn't understand that it's drugs. He would just continue to watch him cook it more and more and more. As Walter White said, "I can't believe they sent you to babysit me of all people. I mean, look at you." Goku would say, "That's not very nice." As Walter White would get very aggravated, he would throw a punch towards him. He would dodge it instantly, and he would even start flying away. This shocked Walter White. "You can fly?" "Yeah, you don't know how? I can teach you." Walter White was confused. Maybe he died and this was purgatory. Maybe this was a dream. He didn't know what the hell was going on, but he agreed to let Goku teach him. And this was gonna piss Gus off. Gus wasn't gonna like Goku becoming a rogue agent like this, teaching Walter White things behind his back. Walter White went off with Goku, and Goku would teach him how to fly and even how to do Ki Blast. And Walter White would say, so this is just an act you put on to mess with me, right? The whole you don't know what's going on. Goku would say, what are you talking about? Walter White was shocked to learn that Goku didn't know he was making drugs. But Walter White could use this to his advantage, manipulate Goku to take down Gus. Walter White knew Gus was going to come for him eventually, so he had to get Goku on his side. Walter White would tell Goku that Gus was a bad person, that kidnaps people and uses them to make candy. It wasn't that good of a lie, but Goku wasn't the brightest, so he believed it. And Gus and Goku were now enemies. Walter White had to come up with a brilliant plan to get rid of him, or so he thought. Goku simply said, nah, I got this. He would enter transmission to every single chicken place, and every place until he found Gus. After that, Goku would simply blow him up with a Ki Blast, killing him. After hearing about all the bad things he's done, Goku just easily destroyed him. Goku wanted to give him a second chance, but he assumed Gus would actually be a lot stronger and could use Ki. He was just hiding his power. Seems like he was wrong. Goku felt a bit bad for killing him, but he was a bad guy. After that, he entered transmission to Walter White and said it's done. Walter White was shocked and said, what'd you just do? Oh, it's entered transmission. It's basically teleportation. Walter White then wanted to consume the power vacuum, so he would say, go to Mike and call a meeting. Goku would go to Mike and tell him what happened and that he wants to call a meeting. Mike would say, why do you want to work for Walter White? Well, because he's good and Gus kidnapped him. Good, we're working, but then it hit Mike. He would realize Goku never knew what he was working for. He may have been the strongest man he's ever seen, but he was an idiot. Or maybe he was just toying with him. Part of Mike believed Goku was toying with him. There's no way he didn't know. But Mike would say, there's other people selling candy that are bad. That worked with Gus. You need to take them out too. Goku would say, oh, where are they? And Mike would tell him where the cartel was, but these places were heavily guarded. There's no way Goku could just take him out like that. As Goku entered transmission away, he went to the main cartel base. As he knocked on the door, armed guards showed up as they asked Goku what he wanted. Goku would say, you're doing some bad stuff here. I want you all to stop it. They would laugh as they would look and say, all right, that's funny, but why are you really here? Goku would say to stop you. As then the cartel would start to shoot at him, the bullets would do nothing. They would just bounce off Goku's skin. As Goku would then just beat them all up. As Goku simply demolished the cartel and blew up their base, a lot of them just quit. After all, seeing a guy fly and blow everything up, that would make you think twice about what you're doing. Goku would then enter transmission back and tell Mike what happened. Mike would be impressed, and Walter White would gather all of Gus's workers. And since Gus didn't blow up in front of everyone this time, he just simply got his face blown off by a Ki Blast. They were able to keep Mike's empire together and even pass down his business empire to someone else who was just a figurehead. Mike and Gus would run the show, as Goku would be the muscle, and Jesse would open another lab with Walter White. Their money would triple. As Mike and Jesse were happy where they were, Walter White wasn't, and he knew eventually he would get caught. He decided to do one more thing. As Walter White asked if he could use a dragon radar, Goku said, you're going to have to ask Bulma. Walter White would say, the richest woman in the world? Goku would nod. As Walter White would drive to Bulma's house and ring the doorbell, Vegeta would answer and say, what the hell do you want? Walter White would look down a bit scared as he would say, I want the Dragon Radar. I want a Goku's friends. Vegeta would sigh as he would throw him the Dragon Radar. Walter White then began to fly, just like Goku taught him, as he searched for the Dragon Balls. Eventually, Walter White would find them all and gather them. As he summoned Shenron, he would wish for crystal to be legal across the entire world, and that anyone who was caught with it would be let go. This was a huge wish, but he needed to make it. Even though now that it's legal, he might make a little bit less money, now he can sell his empire
and actually let people be known. He wanted to be famous. He wanted to stand against the world. And Walter White started his company that was now legal. Goku would be head of security, and him and Jesse would become famous as some of the best businessmen of all time, cooking that crystal. And that's going to leave things off. This was not a serious what if, so don't take it super serious. This was just a fun little scenario I did, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And I got some of the names wrong, but I was like really tired when I was doing this, so I'm just like, I'll just spell what I got wrong, and I kind of feel bad. I feel like lazy, but to be fair though, this is not like a super intense story what if. This is just a little fun scenario that I thought of. And yeah, I'll go back to stories, don't worry. I just wanted to test some things out. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let your friends know. And what do you think would happen if Walter White and Goku were in the same universe? Do you think Goku would cook that crystal? Do you think he'll protect Walter White? Let me know in the comments below. Peace out.